Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Meeples and Miniatures Historical Miniatures Review with me, Neil Shuck. This is a new show in which I take a look back at the week's historical miniatures releases and show off some of my favourites. I have a top 10 for you this week, so without further ado, let's get on with the show. At number 10 we have a new release from Foundry. These are Prussian Early Grenadiers. Another nice addition to the Napoleonic range from Foundry. Not the most awe-inspiring selection of poses, but this is early Napoleonic all the same. You tend to find that there are an awful lot of march attack poses in this particular range. But nice detailing, and it's nice to see them still supporting their Napoleonic range of figures. Though at $10.75 for a pack of 6 different poses, these are a little on the expensive side, I think. At number 9 we have one of the new releases from Fantasy Flight Games. They're currently in the process of previewing their new planes for World War II Wings of War. This is a series of about 1/200 scale aircraft, and let's face it, I think any top 10 would be graced with a Spitfire model in it. A beautiful aircraft no matter what make or scale it is. No word on price yet, but this certainly looks an exciting addition to the Wings of War range. Appearing at number 8 is the first of 3 entries from Wargames this week. This first one is in their Pike and Shot English Civil War range. They've released 2 artillery pieces this week, and this is the Seika cannon, produced in plastic with an all-metal crew. It's a very nice artillery piece, but at £15 for the set, it's perhaps a tad on the expensive side. Next up at number 7 is a new promotional figure from the Assault Group. Now TAG have currently got a sale on of their excellent Vietnam range, which was sculpted by Richard Ansell. And part of their sale they're offering this new promotional miniature of a tunnel rat. I'm a big fan of Vietnam War miniatures, and this is probably one of the best tunnel rat figures I've seen. So very well done to the guys from TAG. Moving down in scale a bit, at number 6 we have a new release from Calista. Now these are their Viking and Saxon range. Now Calista produce a whole set of 10mm figures, and these are ideal for use with Warmaster Ancients. And for some time people have been asking for Vikings to go along with their Saxon range, and here they are. An excellent selection of figures, £5 a blister, nice figures, good value for money for that big battle feel. Okay, into the top 5, and at number 5 we have a new release from one of the other major current plastic 28mm fan manufacturers, and that's Wargames Factory, and they've released their Roman Auxiliary Cavalry. Now this is a box of 12 cavalry figures for the meagre price of $19.95. No word on what its equivalent UK price will be at the moment, but as you can see these look to be a pretty good set of figures. I know they've been criticised in the past that their foot soldiers lack a bit of definition, but certainly from the pictures they've released of these Roman cavalry, they certainly look fine. The only query I've got is the fact that their infantry is supposed to be Caesar's Roman legions, and these are early Imperial Roman cavalry, so they're not quite the same era. As you'd expect auxiliary cavalry of Caesar's legions to be much more native in appearance, shall we say. So maybe a slight mixing and matching of periods going on in Wargames Factory's entire Roman range. But that minor quibble aside, looks to be a nice addition to their range of figures. And number 4 is a new company that I've not been previously aware of, and that's Offensive Miniatures. Now they're currently producing a range of French and British infantry, 1807 to 1814. This particular figure is part of the French Army Line Command, and it shows a regimental drummer. And I just think it's a fantastic figure, full of character. Something a little more unusual for a command pack, I think. And that's, I think, what makes it stand out. It's very nicely painted as it is, but I just think the whole pose of this different take on a French regimental drummer to be a really, really nice miniature. So, offensive miniatures, someone to look out for, I think. Okay, now moving into the top 3. At number 3, we have a figure from Empress Miniatures. Now, Empress have recently been releasing a set of figures for the Zulu War 1879, and as part of the research for this, they've been using the Regimental Museum of the South Wales Borderers, and this particular figure they're producing is a charity figure. It costs £3.50, £1 of which will be donated to the Regimental Museum of the South Wales Borderers. As you can see, it's a really nicely produced figure, bags of character. I think it would grace anybody's collection of Zulu figures. So that's Empress Miniatures, a nice figure and a donation to a worthy cause. At number 2, we have the second entry from Wargames, and these are their new Celtic Chieftains. Well, what can you say to these figures? Bags of character, whether it be from the stately looks of the guy on the right, right through to the the feral look of the guy in the middle, and I suppose almost the classic Celtic Chieftain look of the guy on the left. A very nice set of figures, and at £5, a pretty good price for a set of command figures, I think. So, number 2, Celtic Chieftains from Wargames. And rounding off the top 10, we have some people might think is slightly unusual, but I'm a sucker for World War II. So my favourite miniature of the week happens to be, it's again from Wargames, but it's actually from Bolt Action Miniatures, and that's the US Airborne 57mm anti-tank gun complete with crew. This is a really nice addition to their range, following on from their support weapons last week. I must admit, I think their support weapons are slightly better than this one, but that kind of really doesn't fall in the remit for this week. But their American paratroops are a fantastic range. This is a great addition to that. The crew figures are really nice, full of character, well sculpted, and I think they're a must-have for any World War II US Power Army. So there you have it, the first historical miniatures review show from Meeples and Miniatures. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Come back next week for another look at the week's historical releases.